Yesterday, I reacted to an article from GamesIndustry.biz that talked about how Game Pass was basically on the back foot and how Call of Duty was going to be make or break for the service. Uh, I think it was sort of negative skewed, and I have seen a lot more negative skewing articles towards Microsoft as of late. You know, a lot of it justified for the layoffs and a lot of the decisions they've made. But I thought today I would take a little bit more of a positive look at the things Microsoft and Xbox team have done over the last several years, because I think there is a lot of good and we don't hear about the good stuff often enough. More often than not, we are hearing negative press and coverage around the Xbox brand. And I thought I would, even for myself, and I thought I would change it up a little bit and talk about some of the things I really, really like about Xbox. Let's dive into it right now. First things first, even with all the changes and the ups and downs with the service, I do think that Xbox Game Pass is the best deal in gaming. You know, I made that meme a few years back where I was talking about how it's great, but right now you can still subscribe to Game Pass. You're going to get the new Call of Duty for $20, and it's just such a pro consumer move. And if you just look at some of the features that, play hundreds of high quality games, you get access to games day one, like it or not like it. Starfield was there day one. Call of Duty is going to be there day one. And there's going to be more and more games coming in the coming months. You got Microsoft Flight Simulator. You got Stalker 2. You got Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. And you can play anywhere with the top end of the service. There are different plans on PC. You get a better deal for $11.99. Long story short, though, I do think that Xbox Game Pass is one of the better things that Xbox has done for the industry. It forced PlayStation to revamp their services and come up with some better options for their customers. And, I am a very consumer-minded person. I don't think about so much what the billion and trillion dollar companies are doing within their own wheelhouses. I think more about how that will impact you as a purchaser. And I do think one of the best things that Microsoft has done is offer you access to tons of games via Xbox Game Pass. And in that same vein, this one's going to be a little bit controversial, but I do think that Microsoft making an active effort to tear down the barriers between other platforms has been quite good. Now, the most recent example is them bringing their exclusive IP to other platforms, like they did with Sea of Thieves, Grounded, Pentiment, and Hi-Fi Rush. And I do think it is great. Right now, it looks like you can get Sea of Thieves for $25.99. We know this game ended up being on the top of PlayStation charts. PlayStation did not have a ton of releases this year. So when old Xbox games start coming over to PlayStation, I do think people were really excited about that, because Sea of Thieves is a pretty fun game to play with your friends, even just casually. And it was really, really cool to see that happen. And in addition to that, Microsoft has had a long-standing effort within their business branch to get more games to more people. You might remember that back in the day, they helped Fortnite become cross-platform. A configuration issue briefly allowed PlayStation 4 and Xbox One players to play alongside each other in the online cooperative game Fortnite in mid-September 2017. Now, you'll remember reading behind the closed doors documents from the FTC that this was a big issue and a little bit dramatic. And this error, which Microsoft basically said, we'd be totally fine with this being on all the time, or similar statements around Destiny, when Destiny was able to finally go cross-platform. I think that was due to this push from Microsoft, at least in part, and Epic Games having the biggest franchise in the world didn't hurt, let's be honest. But I do think that Microsoft has had a long standing relationship with getting people online. Just like I've had a long-standing relationship with some sponsors, and today we're going to hear from FlexiSpot again. If you are looking for something that has more support than, say, the Ubisoft investors have right now, consider buying a FlexiSpot OC6 chair with a Y-shaped high-density foam lumbar support that can support up to 500 pounds of weight. Also, the E6 standing desk can raise or lower its position, and just like Ubisoft stock, it can go extremely low or shoot up with the press of a button, sort of like how Ubisoft stock shot up when the news of a takeover leaked via Bloomberg. One difference being that the desk raises and lowers quite smoothly. And unlike Ubisoft's ability to pivot to something profitable, which seemed impossible the last several years, the E6 desk comes with 4 wheels that allow easy repositioning and movement should your layout need a bit of a change. The desk can handle 325 pounds of impact, is very durable, and it comes with a 15-year warranty, which coincidentally is a longer period of time than Ubisoft's last attempted takeover. FlexiSpot has sponsored this channel several times, and I really do like their desks. If you'd like... Now, there were a lot of, whoops, I think I cut it a little bit early. Anyway, yeah, FlexiSpot is great. You can check out the link in the description below. I do like them a lot. A lot of Ubisoft jokes in that one. You can actually check out the Ubisoft video that it was originally placed in, and the situation there has gotten even crazier. But that's not what we're talking about today. We're actually talking about great things Xbox has done that are overall positive. Speaking of the internet, Ethernet port was the Ethernet port on the original Xbox was originally something that was a bit controversial. People weren't sure if they would use it, but we know today that that would usher in console online play in a way unlike anything we had ever seen before. So I didn't want to refer to too many older things, but because we were talking about cross-platform play and all of the other things that they have done, I do think putting that Ethernet port on the original Xbox and the online just excitement around Xbox Live at the time, it was a substantial shift from what we had known in the past. Speaking of, Microsoft was also one of the first people to work on an adaptive controller, allowing people more ways to play, more accessibility for people that, you know, may need a little bit more help in how that they play their games. Game Your Way, designed primarily to meet the needs of gamers with limited mobility, the Xbox Adaptive Controller is a unified hub for devices that helps make gaming more accessible, and it works with a wide range of devices. This is just awesome. And it was great to see that PlayStation would follow suit shortly after with their own accessibility controller. And I believe this controller won a lot of awards. People were really, really happy with how it ended up coming out at the end of the day. And then there's this whole swath of services that the Xbox Series X generation brought in that we didn't even know that we wanted. Quick Resume, which everyone was like, whatever, Quick Resume, ended up being a great time saver. You could just launch your games, get immediately back into your games with a Quick Resume feature on the Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S consoles. You can jump back into your games right where you left off. I asked people what they liked online, and this is by far one of their favorite features. And for me, the Play Anywhere features, which are a separate feature of the more modern consoles, allow you to, as the saying says, play anywhere. You can start on the cloud, you can move to a console, you can move to PC. And honestly, this is one of my favorite features, just being able to play your Xbox games anywhere you want, being able to access your games and play them wherever they end up getting released. Now, when you own an Xbox Play Anywhere digital title, it's yours to play on both on Xbox and Windows 10, 11 PC. And I have seen, like with Starfield, for example, that ends up also converting over to cloud saves via being able to just jump into your game and go. So like, yeah, the whole cloud save system being free, or at least part of your Xbox Live service, has been a great boon. And finally, one of the last things I just wanted to cover off on really quick was Xbox Smart Delivery. Smart Delivery ensures you only have to purchase a game once to play the best available version for whichever Xbox console you choose to play on. When you see the Smart Delivery icon, you know that when you buy that title, you'll also get the upgraded version of the game for free when it's available. So basically free visual upgrades. And this one was important, especially when we saw Ghost of Tsushima getting director's cut, and some of the games like Death Stranding over on PlayStation getting a director's cut. So, you know, another fee for you to play the most visually impressive version of the game with some tweaks and enhancements. And one I'll add that I forgot to open a tab for was backwards compatibility, which sort of goes in with Smart Delivery, because backwards compatibility allows your old games to be basically up-resed, HDified. They add tons of features like HDR and such. I'm playing through the original Red Dead Redemption on my Xbox Series X, and the game looks absolutely fantastic. It just the games that they were able to optimize completely for free, by the way, from your catalog. It's just fantastic. I believe even Metal Gear Solid 3 is still best played via the disc on your Xbox Series X. That is currently the best version of that game that you can play until Delta comes out. We'll see how Delta shakes out. But I just wanted to bring a little bit of positivity because I do think Xbox does a lot of really cool stuff that we've kind of forgotten about as we're caught up in a really rough year in terms of all the negative stuff that's been going on in the year. I thought we would shine a little bit of sunlight on the Xbox brand for a change and talk about some of the things that I do like that they're doing. Maybe I should do one of these for PlayStation also. My take on where Xbox is going, I do think that Xbox is taking some time right now to focus on something they've needed to focus on a long time, and that's a regular cadence of AAA releases. We have some very exciting games coming in 2024. The Diablo expansion just launched. We have a Call of Duty that looks quite exciting. In November, we have Stalker 2. Next year, we have Avowed, and all the games are shaping up quite nice. It has me very excited about the direction they're going. Let me know your favorite feature or thing that Xbox has brought to the games industry over the last few years. I should probably do a positive one for PlayStation also. I think that would be a nice way to balance it out. Just for the PlayStation fans out there, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell to know when I post any video content on the site. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. If you would like to become a member, you can become a member by clicking the join button down there in the corner. I do appreciate you watching very much. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to get my coffee, but in the meantime, you check out my video yesterday where I talked about the article that sort of spawned this video because it seemed like a fairly negative take about Game Pass. So check that out. I think Game Pass is super pro consumer. I'll see you for the next one. Bye for now, everybody.